Good evening, everybody. I am your I am your co-host. I'm your co-host for our very long overdue council panel discussion. All right, I have with us tonight my very good friend Larry and
Hello.
let me officially announce this our new admin Aaron, who is uh, as one of our panelists tonight, JTJ.
Good night,
Right,
everybody.
right. Thank you for joining us for our panel discussion. So tonight we're discussing
Okay,
skeleton.
don't forget our next guest.
We have Hamster 23. Sorry, missed you there in the non-video section with us. So just the whole thing, we're going to be discussing the just finished Skeleton Crew series, talking about the usual highs, lows. Did we enjoy? Did we not enjoy? What we felt could have done better? What was missed? What they hit the nail on the head with? And so without any further ado, take it away, guys.
Alright.
Bad timing.
Sorry?
I'll start off by saying bad timing. And the reason I say bad timing, I think most of us here would have seen the X-Men live action movies. And the first two X-Men movies were fun. Then the third one, it was a bit of a downer. And that one had a lot of viewers. But then when the one that came after, First Class, great movie, but the viewership went down. And I think that is something similar to what happened with Skeleton Crew. Because it's a really good show that a lot of people seem to not watch, and we need to fix that.
Okay. You enjoyed it. I'll be honest. I didn't.
Ooh, gasp.
I didn't want to drop that bombshell, but I have to drop that bombshell. I honestly, I'll tell you, I had to fight because I knew you asked me to be on this panel discussion
Right.
for the council. I had to force myself to watch it out.
Oh, no, well, I'm glad we didn't talk about the show then, because now we get to actually have a proper discussion on it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, and I'll be honest, I don't know, because from a teacher perspective, the protagonists were annoying that out of me.
Right.
I'll be honest, I had a short fuse with the protagonist.
With Wim?
Oh god, I finished it last week. The kid, not
Wim.
the one, Wim.
Yeah.
That one was annoying.
Yeah, he
but he also had the best character that he was in the last two episodes. So that's what I loved about it.
I think Neil was good. The droid. It's funny. I think, despite how many things they seem to get wrong, they always oddly enough seem to hit with the droid. Of all of the Star Wars movies that I could ever recollect, the droid always, how they ever do the droid personality and who they get to emulate the droid and emulate that personality for the droid always seems to come through. Right? So the droid was good. To be honest, the character Jared. Like, for me, because I watched so many other things, it was pretty like that plot character twist is like, yeah, we know what's going to happen with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was pretty much a archetype, It was like watching Treasure Island, and like I don't mind that it was just Treasure Island in Star Wars. I know that's not something a lot of people, not everybody would have looked at the old movies or read the book for Treasure Island.
Come on, that was like a novel for us. That was like one of our literature books.
Yeah, exactly. That's a whiles back for us, right? I was fine with that. Like the character that you disliked, Wim, I would say that from the lead characters, from the kids, he was the least interesting in my opinion. Fern and KB, I liked them more than the others. I felt they were cooler and more fun. Neil, Neil will sell some plushies. Whim, But anyway, Jod, cool, good villain type character. And overall, I really enjoyed the show. Part of the reason I enjoyed the show was this was one of the first shows in a while that I looked at almost every episode as part of our watch party. And it was like discovering something new because I read nothing about the show other than the initial things that would have been announced a while back. I didn't look at the casting other than Jude Law. I knew nothing else about the show other than that prior to watching.
Jude Law does a good job. So
Yeah.
Hamster, want to chime in?
Sure.
So
What's your input?
When I first watched Skeleton for the first time, the series captures the feeling of adventure and discovery that has always been central of Star Wars, but what resonated with me the most was how the main character Neil often finds himself in awkward situations, much like I do in my own life. He's kind of a misfit, and I can relate to him on so many levels. Just like Neil, I often find myself feeling nervous or uncertain in new social situations. He's thrown himself into a chaotic adventure with unfamiliar aliens. I couldn't help but think of times when I've been in similar situations just like him. I needed my friends to help me navigate social landscape, giving me the courage to participate and join in. This show illustrates how friendships can be guiding light in those awkward moments. His friends constantly look out for him, making me sure he feels included and safe, which I felt the same way. I deeply appreciate in my own life there's a scene where they band together when things get rough and when things get tough, reminding me how important it is to have a support system. My friends often do that for me, encouraging me to step out of my own shell, which makes me feel less alone in challenging situations.
I like that perspective.
Yeah, I agree.
I genuinely like that.
Thanks, Hamster. That was really good. I appreciate the fact that yeah, yeah. I mean, the kids did represent different aspects of personality. You
Mhm.
know,
And
I
challenges too.
yeah, I agree. I mean, I did not.
So it's like Hamza covered it very well, Neil. If you think about Kibi is the disability. Like maybe Wim is the boy who lives too much in the fantasy world, needs to come back to reality a bit. Fun is the opposite, too much stronger in reality. Yeah, to the point that she doesn't really
You know,
consider others. Yeah.
she was too old, too fast. Probably need to be more of a child,
Yeah.
and Wib needed to be not so much of a child, but a bit older. I get the dynamics for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think oh yeah, go ahead, Justin. Sorry about that.
yeah, I was gonna say that I think it hit where Star Wars tends to be for the most for the kids. It spoke to the kids, and it spoke to the kids and other people as well. Yeah. I mean, some people would say, no, please Goonies or whatever. Can't remember how the Goonies was. I'm probably showing my age here. But yeah, I think it
Come
I,
on, you showing your age, really?
yeah. But
Club.
yeah. But I think it did a good job in from that aspect. I mean, yeah, some parts were slow and yeah, Wim especially annoyed me for most of it, right up until that episode with him and KB. When they were alone. So but
When they got
oh,
stranded on the other planet.
yeah.
Stranded, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of saw the change in him from there go on. But on the whole, yeah. And of course, as I mentioned, Jude Law kills it every time. He is excellent in everything he's in. He was even excellent in Captain Marvel. But topic for another day.
Yeah. Like I would say that the they definitely got it with the droid. They had like a simple villain. It was essentially pirates. Uh We had some new areas being discovered. They were not on Tatooine. You know, something that I know the franchise has received a lot of flack for over the years. We got to see a new ship that was really cool and a few other ships in the background. I mean, there was one thing that disappointed me, and you all know me well enough to know I'll always complain about one thing if I don't see it. I relish a good space battle in Star Wars. Like, it is something I always look forward to. And I felt we were this close to getting it. That scene, if we go, I'm just gonna fast forward straight to the finale, which I would say was a decent episode, but not a great finale. In the season finale, when KB she's in the Onyx Cinder with Smee and they're out in the atmosphere to send the message, I felt like that was the perfect setup to have fighters from the pirates attack the Onyx Cinder and show KB with Smee as a pilot dodging, and then have the Republic X-Wings swoop in and join the fray. That was something I just felt it was going to happen, and then it didn't quite happen that way. I mean, it worked, but it was the one thing that left me wanting a little more. I think the acting was decent. Like, nobody felt like they were phoning it in. I know in the last couple, there were a couple of these series where they had some actors who just felt like a little bit, I don't know, like they just weren't hitting their stride the right way. They felt a little out of place for the franchise. We had Steve Urkel, and we didn't feel like it was Steve Urkel. You know,
I
it
hope he
worked.
lived. I hope he lived.
Yeah, I think he would. I think a lot of them would have survived the crash just because, you know, they are setting up for I mean, it seemed like they're setting up for a season two. My only concern is because the viewership numbers may have been kind of low. Um, I don't know if it will get renewed, but then I don't understand Disney maths because apparently Acolyte, which was cancelled, was one of the highest viewed shows of last year,
On their platform.
and it got cancelled. So I
Yeah.
don't know what's going to happen with Skeleton Crew, but I
Yeah.
enjoyed
I
it, and I
think
would
Yeah,
love to see the
yeah,
second
but it
season.
didn't just get canceled to the point. I mean, I mean, it didn't just cancel. I
well
think they
I,
actually withdrew that whole canon event. And
no, it's the canon because they're gonna make a book about Yuki.
I could have sworn I read something that they decanonized that whole
Oh no,
Acolyte
That
series.
there was a petition too.
there are
Oh,
people who would be saying that they would want that and petition for it, but
Yeah.
that's
But
just the normal echo chamber stuff.
I think I shared something today though. Can't remember where I shared it. But one of the things it showed, because remember Skeleton Crew kind of ran into to this year if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Um and so based on the information that we have, the top 10 for Disney Plus, Skeleton Crew was number 7 with 914 million minutes watched, and that did not include the episodes that would have aired in this month.
And I think it was people were saying that the viewership was getting a little higher each week.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Hamster, if you had to pick up any moments in the show that you felt you were a little disappointed in, would there be any? Oh yeah, the question was if it is you had to pick any moment in the show that had you a little bit disappointed, would there be any? I just saw a message here from Amstead that
Sorry, I just came back. My package got.
Sure, no problem. You want to repeat
yeah,
the
that's
question?
fine. Not sure if you heard the question, but basically if there was anything in the show at all that disappointed you.
Nothing disappointed me. I love the show.
Awesome. That's good stuff. I'm definitely looking forward to see what they do next. I have to say that one of my favorite things of this show was the Onyx Cinder. That ship was gorgeous. Like it was okay with the armor on, but when the armor plating came off and you saw these sleek lines, but it wasn't so sleek and shiny like Old Republic shiny. It had elements of the original trilogy, a little bit of design elements there as well. So it just made so much sense to me. I really enjoyed the ship. Yuva, what was your favorite thing about it, if you had to pick something?
Honestly, at the end, the pirate ship.
All right, okay, yeah.
Fair enough. Before I go, Hamza, what was your favorite scene? 'Cause I know you talked about Neil already, but did you have a favorite scene or moment?
My moment of the scene is where they took off the ship out of Aden. Like
Or this?
they're like, buckle your seatbelts, we're taking off.
Oh yeah, in the
Yeah,
Saturday.
yeah.
That was
I remember that.
from
That was
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I think for me, I think that same episode with KBN and Wim alone on the
Mhm.
planet, the part where it says she's helping him to basically help her change the part she can move, and he's freaking out. And he was like so happy because if he actually helped somebody for once.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that was probably my favorite scenes, and well, or other episodes as well.
Yeah, and you see, like that was one episode that at one point I felt it was going on a little bit too long, but then I realized that this is where they're doing that character development for Wim that was so needed at that point.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see more of the other kids that he met. I thought that was going to be at that point I felt that that would be the direction the show would go, where they would be encountering children from other planets similar to Atatin as they, continue traveling.
Okay.
But who knows? I mean, let's see if it is we get a season 2. Maybe that's what they will include, one of the things.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
So true.
You all saw the picture of the actress who was supposed to play a Jedi Master.
Yeah, I think I shared that
Yeah.
one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that legit? And how they cut her scene or something like that?
Yeah, it wasn't used. But basically she was supposed to be the one that trained um
Judd?
Judd, and it I think I don't know if they were gonna show her get shut down or what during Order 66. Um not to be brutal or anything, but it's always interesting to see different perspectives of Order 66. Uh Maybe in 1 year they will actually do a nice little full thing to show what was happening in all the different areas when it happens. But
Mhm.
um it would be interesting to see. I also thought the actress was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Also, I think
So
she's Arabian, if not Palestinian.
yeah, probably. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Justin, if you wanted to pick something that you would want to see in a season 2, what would you want to see?
Um. So there's a thing that some of one of the others and I were talking about a lot in the show that kept coming up that wasn't really touched on. Um. And I think that is so they kept calling Aten the Great Work. And short spoiler, well, minor spoiler for those of you who don't know, that's a reference phrase from the High Republic.
Mm-hmm.
So the chancellor, so from the High Republic, she always has a great work, um, which was kind of one of the items which is a central plotline in the phase 1 of the books actually. So, um, well, they didn't really tell us much about it, so we don't know if an Aten dates that far back, um, and was basically hidden by the time of the prequels. So if it gets season 2, I'd like to get more about that part of it. What was the purpose for having a hidden mint in this corner of the galaxy, which looks like it was one of 4 actually, seeing that we visited one other planets. And maybe if you get one of the other 2 of the other planets and see what happened there as well. So I guess think that's my main thing I want to see for season 2.
So what would you want to see in season 2?
I want to see if they could explore like anything in the galaxy. Like if they could explore the ocean, if they could explore cities besides the pirate district.
All right, yeah, I'm good with
Yeah,
that.
that makes sense because you got pirates, planets related to pirates. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a tongue
That is
twister.
true. Yuva, would you want a season 2?
With an older cast.
Okay.
I'm
Gotcha.
hoping that the, like, if there's a season 2, the cast is a little bit. I'm looking for, like, for me, if they were like teens, like teenagers, for me it'd be more watchable.
Gotcha. I understand.
I mean, maybe by the time they do, but if they do a season 2, the cast themselves will be slightly older, so that may help.
Yeah. I would like to see them visit the other planets that were similar to Atatin. Just see what's happening with them. I would also like to know some more about the supervisor. And I'm assuming there'll be supervisors on the other planets as well. And more about Atatin as well, because technically in Atatin, all we saw was their town and the mint. Like, is there more? Is there another city on the planet? Just like Hamster was alluding to, can they explore the ocean? I wouldn't mind seeing some more. I mean, of course, there will be budget constraints and so on they'll have to keep in mind, but it's definitely something that that could be looked at. And of course, if we could see an actual lightsaber battle next time around.
True.
Even if it's a flashback, something. Yeah. There are certain things that I feel are synonymous with Star Wars, and I think, like, you want to see lightsabers, and you want to see adventure, and I want to see a space battle. So, if we can get any combination of the 3, I'll be very happy.
Yeah. And actually, as you're on that with the lightsabers, I think Steph was mentioning it in the chat. The flash, if it would be a flashback, it would be after Order 66, because remember how Joe that spoke. He was found. It sounded like he was found after
Right.
after
Sorry, yeah.
the Clone Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe Inquisitor hunted her down. If so, which one and when? That would be interesting. That'd be interesting to see.
I mean, they need to do the Grand Inquisitor better justice, so maybe it should be here that one.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Well, guys, just for the record, my glasses went to be repaired, so my it's a little difficult for me to read the chat tonight. So if someone else could look at it every now and then, that would be great.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. So,
Hamster, what would you if it is you had to pick let's see, another character from the franchise that you would want to see the cast interact with, who would it be?
Ahsoka?
Yeah, that's a good one. Justin, what about you?
Thinking about it now, Ezra.
Ezra?
Yeah.
All right, Yuva?
She stole my one. I was actually gonna think Ahsoka. That was like a
Yeah.
given.
Yeah. Mm.
If I had to choose somebody else, but I I'm actually because if in my mind I'm just so curious as to how it would have, because I'm not sure of the timeline, but Balon's call would have been
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Balon would have been an interesting interaction for those kids, for me at least.
I would like to see them interact with a Mandalorian. It doesn't have to be Din. It doesn't have to be Boo. You know, any of the other Mandalorians. It could be just
Although
to see what the interaction would be like.
I feel like given how Mando season 3 ended, Din might be most likely interaction
Yeah.
because of how Mando season 3 ended.
Yeah. I
Fair.
would be happy with any of them. And actually, it might be a good idea, in terms of showing the kids interacting with Grogu.
Yep.
It,
That's
it,
self.
yeah, it could do some things. And that ship would be a good ship for Mando to use.
True, right?
Yeah.
True.
Mm.
Yeah, that was so clever. Hiding a ship in a ship, basically.
Yeah. Like I
I,
feel
I
like
was almost thought it was reminiscent of the remember I remember that I like the U wings on them. It was kind of reminiscent of that.
Mm. Okay. And then I when it is they actually explain what happened. I know they told this story pretty early on, in episode, I think it's episode 2. Episode SM33 was explaining this what happened to the captain. For some reason, I was doubting that really happened until the end, because it's like, he came so far. and he died because of the mutiny on the planet, basically right in front of the treasure. But now it's kind of ironic.
yeah. From the adult characters, who was your favorite from the parents of the kids?
It was Neil's.
Yeah, I could guess. I would have guessed that Hamster would say that because I know you seem to. I know Neil is your favorite character from this show.
Yeah, she means from Hot Guts.
Yeah.
For me, I guess I could say Wim's dad, because he had plenty growth throughout
Yeah.
the show. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to see Wim's dad go through some growth in terms of his character and trust in his son a little bit more. So yeah, I would say for me it would be him as well. Yeah.
And Yuva.
I, I mean, honestly, I didn't really like you. I mean, I didn't really have a view of the parents. Honest to God, remember, I was really kind of struggling to kind of focus to watch out the show. Yeah? So, none of the parents really kind of spoke to me. I mean, Wim's dad was like, I mean, yeah, I didn't really care too much for Wim's father. Right? I don't know the type of parenting that he was trying or whatnot and stuff with Wim, and then yeah, that I honestly, I felt the character was trying too hard to be that type of person, to portray. I felt like that was being overdone for me. So I don't
Gotcha.
really have a parent character that's really said to spoke to me.
One of the things I really liked, the end credits on the final episode. I would say the the way the end credits were done with the final episode, where they show the cards that Wim was playing with in the early episodes. Um,
Mm.
you got to see so many different things, and I need to watch those back to see if I could probably link them to anything. But it was just nice, um, getting to see what he was looking at, and maybe see if they were supposed to be telling a particular story or something.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. True. Something to look forward to.
Is there another Star Wars TV show this year?
Andor is coming up in is it
Soon.
soon? Is it
Yeah.
April? I think. Let me check the chat.
Right.
Supposed to have, I think Andor's supposed to kind of,
All right. And
Yeah.
then that's
And as we are on Andor, just to note that our watch party will be starting tomorrow.
whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, that's definitely gonna be worth watching as well. I am hopeful that going forward we get to see some more unifying Star Wars TV shows. I think this was definitely for me anyhow. This show was one of those that was a little more on the unifying side, and for the most part, fans tend to enjoy it. I think we lost Hamster, did we?
Yeah, I think we did.
Hopefully they can reconnect because I know we have to do 20 questions. It's always good to have a new person try it.
Yep. Especially because I think Steph and I won last time, so
Ah,
for once.
When do?
Was it Acolyte?
Yeah.
It's Acolyte, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So while we are waiting on Hamster to come back, just to note that if anybody has, or anyone watching this has any thoughts about Skeleton Crew and they would like to drop it, we have 2 special locations. So if you're on our Discord, we actually have a chat where we are using the persons could post their reviews. It will be unchallenged, so you can say however you feel, whatever you feel about the show. Did you like it? Did you hate it? If so, why? And if you are part of our Facebook group, there's also a post pinned that you can do so as well. So
Good stuff.
stay tuned for more comments and updates for our next news. And of course, subscribe to us on YouTube. Join us on Discord. And if you are from Trinidad and Tobago, join us on Facebook. Okay? I think that's been it from me. Nice to be here with you guys again.
Likewise.
take it easy, and we're signing off. See you soon.
All right,
Bye,
take care.
folks.